Hello friends, how are you? Welcome to Hobbies of Holly. This is a floss tube and we talk about stitching, knitting, quilting, and I have made a quilt in the past couple of weeks. And I'm glad you're here, and I would love to welcome any new viewers. Thank you for being here. I hope you'll stick around. I hope you'll subscribe in return. And thank you so much to those of you who have subscribed, because it's now hit 5,000 of you. You're so kind, and it means so much to me, and I appreciate you. But welcome. I'm glad you're here. First of all, I'm sorry about the sun. I can't be sorry about the sun. It's very sunny in my normal spot right now. I'm hoping the sun will continue to go up a little bit. It won't be so bright, but hopefully it's not annoying. How are you? It's good to be here with you. It's been a couple of weeks, maybe a little over 2 weeks. And in that time, I have stitched. I have been to a virtual retreat. I have made a quilt, and I have completed 2 pair of socks. I don't think I had completed those last time we talked, but that's what I've accomplished. This is my stitch planner that I also am using for a knit planner and a quilt planner. This is a cover I made for it last year. This is by My Crazy Life, Lori, and she has them for sale right now. I've already bought next year's, but this is October, and I think I managed to touch something every day. I might not have stitched necessarily every day, but I did something. And I've got November decorated, and I'm starting to keep track of things there. And while I was decorating November, I went ahead and got December a little bit prettied up and ready to go. I felt like I haven't stitched on anything specific, but then as I look through my planner, I have. So that's kind of fun. I'll show you what I've done. The first thing I want to show you is a couple of previous finishes. And you've seen this and we've talked about it because it's my framing piece from Hobby Lobby. And I think it's kind of grown on me how I have it centered now. I know it doesn't give you very many borders, but what I wanted to show you is this stand. It's from Michael's. My oldest daughter, Alyssa, has an Instagram account called Pop of Color Project. And she put a link to this. It might have been this summer, but it's still available at Michael's. And I love it. Okay, I'm gonna show you the back, but it's adjustable. So you could put, various sizes of frames or pieces in here. You can raise it, you can lower it. But what I plan to do is use this as part of my fall tablescape. This is a previous finish that I had stitched last fall. I think this is a Brenda Gervais Be Thankful piece. So I'm covering it. But I thought I would just maybe put a basket or something underneath this for my display. So I thought you might be interested in that. I'll try to remember to put a link, but be sure and follow my daughter and you can DM her and she'll answer you anything you want to know. Another fall piece that's a previous finish is this, and I hadn't had it out yet, and I realized I missed all of October with it, but this was one of the first things I started and finished when I came back to cross stitch in 2020. And I can do this with books, quilting, knitting, cross stitch, but I know exactly where I was when I was working on this, and I loved those attached memories. But my husband and I were in Hilton Head the fall I was working on this, but this is Be Thankful. I think it's from Country Cottage Needleworks, and it's stitched on, I think, Lori Holt, what is her larger count? Is it 10 count? Goodness, it's bright, and I'm sorry about my glasses glare. But I really like this a lot. And so this will go up kind of by our front door. Now that it is really, really fall, and how can it be November 9th? It is November 9th, and I think this might be Flosstube 16th. But don't you feel like November's just ticking by so fast? I think I'm thankful that Thanksgiving's late, except that means Christmas is gonna creep up really fast. Sorry, it's on the floor, but there's one more previous finish I wanna show you. This is by Little Robin Designs. When the queen is happy, there is peace in the kingdom. I don't think I've shown you this before, and I loved this piece. I like to attribute it to having been the mom of 4 girls, that I survived raising 4 girls. Well, Steve did too, but together we raised 4 girls. And they were always little princesses, but Mama was the queen. And there's peace if Mama's okay, you know. What I love is this frame. L&M Framing did this for me. And I don't know, I told her I just wanted something big and chunky and gold. And so she came up with this, and it hangs in our bathroom. And I didn't put glass in it. And it's done really well. But this is another finish I wanted to show you. And I wanted to get those out of the way. Okay, guess what? I finished something that you all have helped me with. And I love ideas. And then I ended up just choosing something. And I tweaked and I tweaked and I tweaked. And it is finally finished. And I'm going to have it framed. But you may recall with Mrs. Jones' stitches, Holly, we were stitching Holly Manor from the Peppermint and Holly Blackbird Designs book. And this is what the book looks like. And I was struggling because I didn't want to have the same verse on mine. And the fact that it's not a centered piece. Sometimes I have a hard time with balancing things that are off center. So, are you ready to see what I did? Let me get the lint off of it. It's gonna be bright, but here is my finish. Oh, I kind of like the bright because you can see the queen stitches, but don't look too close. I'm not that good at them. But what I did was chose Mary, which is on another piece in this book. Let me see if I can find it to show you. And it happened to fit. Oh, I took the Mary from Merry Christmas off this piece, and I'm a winger. I just wing it where I'm going to try to place it, but I kind of counted over and said, I think it'll fit. I'm just going to go for it. So I put Mary there. I decided to put my grandchildren's initials in it. And this is funny. I was showing one of my daughters, and she said, yeah, I like how when grandkids came, your children just went out the window. I was like, sorry. And so I had that, and I thought, okay, it's finished. But then I decided it was a little blank on the one side of the house. And so I consulted my friend Sue, and she liked Pops and Gigi when I was giving her options. So I put Pops and Gigi there, and she and I discussed adding another tree or 2 on that side. And so here it is. It's finished, and I love it, and I'm gonna have it framed. I also sent it to my friend Jenny, so let's talk about her in just a second, but I wanted to show you that I stitched this last year, which is Into All a Good Night, which is also Blackbird. And I'm sorry, it is an out of print chart, but I wanna have these framed, even though they are on different fabrics, you know, they don't match, but they're similar enough in colors with the 2 houses. So I wanna have them framed in similar frames so I can display them together. It makes me so happy that that's finished. It's been just hanging over me because I couldn't decide what to do. Also, I did my grandchildren's initials, there's 12 of them, over one, and I didn't hate it. I mean, it's not perfect, but I liked it. Oh, I also added one more snowflake and another queen stitch above Mary just to give it something up there. But it's not perfect, but it's mine and I love it. Okay, Jenny. The reason I bring Jenny up is because when I was at Stitch Florida, she was one of the speakers, and she talked about personalizing pieces and making them your own and putting your family members' information in there, etc. So I also sent it to Jenny for approval. But Jenny happens to be our friend who lost her home, as you know, as a result of Hurricane Helene. And so the stitching community has been so amazing to do things to support. My friend at the Stitching You is the first person I saw who posted something about wanting to help Jenny. And then our friends Sandy and Lisa were with Tam and me at the retreat with Jenny, so we talked amongst ourselves, and what we had decided to do was send ornaments to Jenny. So I have been receiving so many ornaments, and it's been so fun. And I've just been accumulating, and I'm looking over here because, do I have an address on here? Nope. Another package came, and I opened them because every now and then there's a note to me with instructions, but another one came after I just mailed Jenny a large box full of ornaments. But she and Tony are now in a home that is going to be their home, and so now I have her address. So if you have an ornament ready to go, would you email me? My email is below, but it's hobbiesofholly@aol.com. Yes, I'm still an AOL grandma girl. And I will give you Jenny's address so you can send it directly to her. And I don't know when they start decorating the tree, but it's time if you want to send Jenny an ornament. And I'm sure it's also never too late. I'm sure she would take it anytime you wanted to send her an ornament. So let's talk about that. That also reminds me that the virtual event that I went to was from Sassy Jack's. I got to visit Sassy Jack's this fall, and I loved it. And it happened to be just a couple of weeks before Hurricane Helene hit that area. I've also attended the soirees that Kim has done. This is my second one, I believe. Second one? Tammy and I did the first one together. And then this one, now she's calling Sampler Soiree. And I think there's 6 or 7 samplers that she presents and gives a chart, and I had such a good time that weekend. The ladies that were there were so kind and so nice. Quite a few of them were from the Asheville area. At least one of them at that time, which was 2 weeks ago, still had no running water in her house, no potable water in her house. And actually the shop doesn't have potable water yet either. So think about it. If you want to flush a toilet, you have to bring in water to do that. It's just, and I think the infrastructure of repairing those things is just going to take a lot of time. So I say that to tell you and encourage you to continue to support shops that have been affected by these storms. I think Annabella's is one of them, and I know Sassy Jack's is one of them. What she was saying is that foot traffic, is way down because tourism, isn't really happening this fall because restaurants aren't open, hotels aren't open full steam, and a lot of the roads are closed. So if you can place an order for your stitching needs, that would be very helpful. But some of the things that we received, I was going to show you that. I have not printed my chart, and I don't think there's a picture, so I couldn't show you that anyways. But this, we got the silk and Mayflower Fox and Rabbit linen for it, and there were also other goodies that she sent, but she had games which were very fun, and we played bingo, and she gave lots of prizes, but I won $15 shop credit in bingo. And you can still sign up for January's soiree, which is next. And so get on their website and look and shop and see if you want to join the soiree as well. Okay, so that was that. Oh, I have this here because I'm also going to send this off to get framed with my other Christmas pieces. This is Modern Folk Embroidery, and this was a piece that Evertote did in their holiday box last year. Okay, now set it. Let me just get it out of the way. Okay, stitching that I've been working on. Let me show you this. This is in a bag I made a couple years ago. They're not hard. You can do it. But I had started a Prairie Schooler Santa so long ago, a couple years ago, and I don't know why, I just couldn't finish it. It's not hard. And again, it's on this Lori Holt fabric, but I got it finished. I think I'm gonna make a pillow out of it. I've probably said before that my best friend Tam and I both love mail, so this one spoke to me because he's carrying a mail bag. But isn't he cute? And I am for sure on the Christmas stitching tear. I am like ready for the Christmas stuff. So another thing that I have been working on, let's just do this, is Kathy Barrick, Merry Christmas Wishes. I started this last Christmas season. It's comfort stitching, I tell you. This is how far I am. I think I have put like maybe a half a row and started this row since I last showed it. And I have one more row to do, and then I'll be able to do the pedestal that it sits on, etc. But it's going really quickly, and it's a little bit of a mindless stitch because, you know, the pattern repeats. And so this has been comfort stitching this week. I've really enjoyed it. I don't have last year's planner to tell you what I'm stitching this on. I can tell you I'm using the NPI silk that it calls for, which, you know, is like butter. Very nice. Oh, I want to tell you this. Well, first let me show you what's in this bag. But this is a new bag that I just got from my friend Merritt Crawford. I don't think I even realized that she made and sold project bags, but it is a beauty. I just got it this week and I already have it full. It's the long, tall kind. Here's the back of it, but that girl hand stitches on her border. Border's the wrong word. Binding. It's beautiful. So Just Because, I believe, is her Flosstube channel and her Instagram channel, and I will link that in the description down below. But an item of interest is she was offering this that you could add on. And this is so that you can, if for those who stitch in hand, you can roll your project up onto it like this for something to hold on to. And I think I'm still trying to determine my stitching style. I started out stitching in hand, and I love stitching in hand, but it was hurting my thumb wrist area. So I started using a hoop, but I use a sewing method. So my hoop is pretty loose. And then I got my stands to go with it. And then I have a hard time with all the extra fabric. So I tried this and I really like this. So this is something that she is making as well. It's very lightweight. And she said another use for it is when you're finished, you can roll your projects on it instead of fold them to store them. So I thought that was pretty awesome. So follow Merritt if you want that. And this was a really well-priced bag. I think I paid $32 for both pieces. And this was $7, maybe? So this was a really reasonable, well-made bag. Highly recommend it. But in that bag, I have another Prairie Schooler Santa. This is another one that I've been working on for a while. I don't know where the cover is. It's probably in these piles somewhere. But here's what I'm doing. It's another Prairie Schooler Santa. And what I had done is last year for Friend Stitch, we were given Cottage Garden threads, which is the variegated, really fun thread from Australia. But we were given the pearl cotton. This is the pearl 8 cotton, and it's very variegated. And I thought, okay, what am I going to use this to finish off this? I didn't want to waste the thread. And so I decided to use it for this Prairie Schooler Santa. And I know there are purists who only use called for flosses, which is what I used on the other one that I showed you that I finished. But I thought this was kind of fun to use it on here. And if I set my mind to it, I could probably finish this in a couple days. But this is another whip I've been working on. One of my issues that has slowed me down is finding the pearl cotton to substitute for it. And I now have some of my stash. When I purchased on Facebook Marketplace the stash of another quilter, she had a lot of this. And so I've been able to substitute the pearl cotton on the rolls. And this is also pearl 8, you can see. And this is a mystery linen, but it's obviously a larger, you can see through the holes, kind of linen. And it's working out really well. And the lovely thing is you just need one strand. And I'm a one strand fan. Okay, there's that mess. Wait, I found it. Here's the chart cover for that Prairie Schooler Santa. And obviously this is the reprint, not the cardstocks. And I'm not sure, this is either 1984, 89, or 91. And it's this one that I'm stitching. I think they're all cute. Okay. I put a little bit of time in Peacock, Unicorn, and Badger, otherwise affectionately known as the Peacorn, which again is my husband's favorite thing I stitch. He thinks it's so classy. He gets really excited when I work on this, but this is by the Scarlet Letter. Sorry, is that better? I was trying to show you the actual picture. I think it's based on an antique tapestry. And I am stitching mine on Pub Crawl, which Pub is Peacorn, Unicorn, Badger, from Roxy Flosskill. And here's where I am. So I have added these acorns, worked on this leaf, excuse the dangling threads, because I now have a page finish and I'm excited to, I think I'll work down next. And I think that'll put me at the unicorn soon. It sure will. Maybe the unicorn butt or something might be soon. So this is the leaf that I've started, and those are the acorns. So I love it. I love it when I get it out. It makes me happy. I am learning that my counting is so poor that I'm not as great as outline and coloring in as others, like my friend Sue. So I am sort of filling in as I go because I can find mistakes easier. I learned that the hard way in the Peacock. This was kind of a mess that took me a long time of frogging and coming back to it and frogging. I'm using the DMC, and it's a lot of colors and they're so fun and so vibrant. And I keep that in my Tiger Lily project keeper because somehow the colors make me think of this. Speaking of which, my Advent Tiger Lily box came today. I opened every single thing in it. Every single thing in it. I decided, I think it's my friend Barry that says, who am I to tell me no? I'm a rule follower. I'm an Enneagram 1, firstborn. We follow the rules, but that's not a hard and fast rule that you paid for it. It's in your house. If you want to open it, open it. Now, I will not show you. I will not tell anybody or post it on the interwebs that, what I got in there, but I can tell you it's fantastic. I love everything in it. And I was texting with Carrie this morning, and I know that she makes extra boxes in case something happens in the mail to one of them. And she has 12 extra boxes that she will post for sale as long as she doesn't need them to fix an error of shipping. And I think she said it will be mid-November. If you are interested in one, DM her to get on her email list. Her text is in my phone, which I'm using to video, but I think that's what she said. I think if you go to her website, it will also tell you. But she also has a Patreon, and she has a free level. So join that, and I'm sure that's probably where she'll post them first. It's so hard not to show you, but I'm not going to. But you can bet I'm going to start stitching one of the projects in there. Everything in it. I love the colors. They're in it. It's a good one. It's a good one. Okay, next I'm going to show you Martha Walmsley. I love her so much. She is intense and she's beautiful. She's Hands Across the Sea. She is an exclusive from Hobby House. And this is what she will look like when she's finished. I am using the 103 silks. This is a folio from Debbie Stitching on Instagram. She makes beautiful things. And I put in a full week. Oh, this is not ironed, so sorry. Excuse the messy. I put a full week. Oh, I really should have ironed her in this. And it is a lot of stitching. It is a lot of stitching, and it's a lot of color changing, which is probably the part that gets tricky for me. But look how pretty. It's so pretty. Now, I had mentioned last time that I was going to buy one of the needle organizers from Amazon that Shelly Antique Needleworkers had mentioned, and I bought it and I'm using it and I like it. I wish it came with a cover because this seems precarious to me to just have these dangling threads. But it comes with a little sheet that you can write your DMC numbers or 103 numbers on it, and it comes with extras. I did it in pencil, so hopefully I can erase. And then the needles go into almost like a foam. This black part is like a foam piece. Now, one of the tricky things is 103 floss, 100.3 floss is so fine that if I'm not careful, my needles will come unthreaded. So, and because it doesn't have a cover, I can't just like throw it in a bag. So I'm having to keep it up on a shelf. But while I'm stitching, it is very handy to have already threaded needles that I can just grab when I need to change colors. So I'm gonna give this an endorsement. I think I like it. Like I said, there's some caveats of, you have to be careful with it, but I really like it. So I put a full week of stitching in that. And this is what I did during the soiree, which is why I didn't start on the retreat piece. But I'm gonna show it to you again. It's so pretty. And I think this flower right here is almost ready for the, oh, where did I just put the chart? The vase underneath it. Good grief, if you guys could see my piles. I don't know. Oh, here it is. It's almost ready for this blue vase, and I am really looking forward to stitching that. I love fill-in, and I hope it's got a lot of fill-in. But it seems like I will like make progress once I can get those flowers in their pot, don't you think? So that's something else I've worked on. Another on-the-go item I have had is my grandchildren's ornaments. I started this last year, and I am making them the sleigh, whichever you call it. Which one's correct? Ornaments. This is Lizzie Kate. Last year I made them all the penguin. I decided to make 12 of the same, and that way I don't have to keep track of who got what. They all have them on their own trees. They all have them. Mom can write their name on the back if she wants, but they'll be able to take with them when they move out one day, which happens so fast, doesn't it? This year I'm making them all the snowman. It doesn't take that long to do one. I don't know what my hang up is. I think I'm on my 10th one, but I finished this one. And I am using sulky thread on them. I'm using the sulky so that I only need 2 strands. And this is on perforated paper, and 2 strands of sulky gives a pretty full coverage. And I started this one, and it won't take long. Now, I want to talk to you about the sleds that they go on. So they go on these. Annie B's also has a set of charts. Oh, and I can't think of who the other company is, the original people who have the charts. You all know it. Somebody tell me. It'll come to me when I'm finished. But these are what you put them on to finish them. So easy to finish. However, what I've discovered is when you go to your LNS or online store and buy sleds, which is correct? Let's see if it says. It doesn't. There are 2 sizes. This is the size that fits these. This is too big. The larger one is what seems to be more available. So if you are making these or have these charts, pay attention. And the correct size for these came in a little package, and this is what the tag looked like, just in case you need to know that. They're very fun. I highly recommend them, but if you stitch 12 of them, it's a lot. What I tried to do this year was stitch 1 a month so that by December I would have them all. And I almost stayed on top of that. I just need to do 2 more this month, and I can do it, right? I can. So I worked on those. And another thing that I have in my to-go bag for travel, because those are very easy to do in the car, at a doctor's office, etc., is the Leela Studio Ornaments. And I started one of these also on perforated paper because Vonna Pfeiffer told me to. So I have a start on that. Again, I just need to do it. And it'll have some counting because it's this one. But it'll be really cute when I'm finished. And I did finally find my wooden magnetic holder that I ordered and could not find. That has been found, so that's good. Sometimes when you clean things out, it really helps to. I looked everywhere for that thing, but I eventually found it. Okay, what else shall we talk about? The Jingle Ball? Want to talk about that? The Jingle Ball's coming. Do you have your ticket? I am signed up for the Stacy Nash class, and we do not have our kits or our PDFs yet, but she did give us the information. I ordered the PDF class, not the kit class. And so she gave us the information of where we can buy the finishing items we need. Oh, mine are over there, but it came very quickly, very quickly. So if you still want to sign up, you can. Tickets are $10. This happens the first weekend in December, which I think is December 6th, 7th in there. And not all of the kitted classes are sold out. I know that Liz Matthews said she still has kits available. And all of the classes this year have a PDF component. So if you cannot get a kit, you can kit your own. And that was appealing to me because I have so much linen and so much floss that it seemed silly to, buy everything when I could just get the PDF and kit my own. So I hope I'll see you at the Jingle Ball. Tell me what stitching room you're going to be in when we go, and maybe we can meet face to face on the internet that way. So that's the Jingle Ball. I have been pulling out things for Christmas to stitch, and I showed you that last time, but I really got serious about it this time. My friend Missy, Two Needles Pulling Thread, has been busy putting all of her Christmas things in a box. And that was inspired by Laura, the cereal starter, last year, showing that she did that. And I had purchased my boxes last year and started putting some things in it. And so this year I'm fine-tuning it. But this is the first box I have. And I think Missy gave me this last year, actually. Thanks, Missy. And in this box I have notions. I have anything that's Christmas related that's not a chart. So I have Lady Dot trim, I have baker's twine, I have some finishing fabric, I have Christmassy scissors, I have just accessories and accoutrements to go in it. I have some needle bling. This was a Jingle Ball purchase from one of the pop-up shops 2 years ago, and I've never used it, so I put it in my box so that I could remember to use it on some pins. So I thought this would be fun of when I'm ready to finish things. This was also a Jingle Ball purchase 2 years ago, I think, that I haven't used. So this will be ready to go when I'm ready to fully finish some items that I have. I can just go to my box and pull things out. Things are gonna start crashing soon. And then this is the box I purchased, I think on Amazon, to hold my whips. And I had all my Christmas patterns in it until I purchased that cabinet there, the drawer that's sticking out at the bottom. That's my Christmas drawer. So, you wanna see what's in my box? Say yes, okay? I'm gonna show you. This is a pack of previous Jingle Ball purchases, and Jenny, look away. This is what I stitched for Jenny. Don't look. I stitched her this and fully finished it because I have the full finishing kit from Hands On Design, and it was such an easy to follow kit. Kathy Haberman does a great finishing tutorial, and her instructions are also clear. She'll be at the Jingle Ball. You can get these things there. But in this bag, I have fabric for these, and I have the flosses because I bought those at the Jingle Ball, which was handy that it's just ready to go. And I also have this set of patterns in this bag. Oh, I didn't hold it up very long, I'm sorry. This set of patterns and this, which I can't remember, was this Jingle Ball? It comes with finishing pieces too. But this is nice because they're quick projects and I can just pick something up and start stitching on it. So that's one thing in my bag. Then I have just some kitted things, and I know I've already shown you these, so I'm not going to show them to you again because you already saw them. But this is what I've added. When I went through my drawer, I pulled out the Christmas charts that I would really like to start. I cannot start them all, but I want to start something here. I want to start this. I just need to pull floss and charts. This seems like it would be quick. I would like to start that, so it's in my box. I would love to get a start. I know I can't get it finished, but I would love to get a start on this and have this be a reoccurring whip. Have you seen this? By Erica Michaels, 3 Wise Women. I can't read it backwards. 3 wise women brought nappies, formula, and casseroles, then stayed for babysitting, tea, and laundry. I'm very practical, so I like that. And that would be a quick stitch too. I like this Stacy Nash. I could probably stitch that pretty quick. I really like this October House chart. I like this vibe. I have 2 of these, so expect to see this in a giveaway next month maybe. I found this Lucy Beam that I really like. This could have been a gift. Kia, did you get me this? I love this. Shakespeare's Peddler. You know I love houses, so I'd like to kit this up and get it started. And then, are you tired of hearing about it? I would like to make a shepherd's bush stocking. Jane, could you hold me accountable and make me do this? Make me start it. And we had talked about I have everything in this bag. I just need to start it. Missy also stitched this for her granddaughter. So that is currently what is in my Christmas box. And it makes me happy. Okay, hold please. I'm gonna clear my table a second so I can continue to tell you things. Okay, I'm back. And while I was gone, UPS came and brought me something else I wanted to show you. So that was good timing. Also, the sun is now behind the clouds, so now it's dark. Sorry, which is worse, light or dark? So you all enabled me, thanks a lot, when I showed you my finish last Flosstube of this Blackbird Designs that was from the retreat, and I was talking about the trims that I put on it, and I love the whisker trim from number 12 Stitch Co, but it didn't seem right for this piece. And so I was asking about this, I think I said silk, but it's technically rayon trims, and asked where you got them. Well, you came through, and shocking, I bought too much probably of it. Maybe I'll have to share some with you. So the first person was Monica, and she told me to go to Monahan Papers, and that is what just arrived. This is the information from Monahan Papers, if you would like to take a screenshot of that. And here's what I got. Now I will say it took a little bit longer to ship, and she was out, she refunded me for several of the items that she had run out of, which is totally fine. I'm a sucker for anything on a spool. I don't know if you can see, but back there I have some spools hanging in my craft cabinet. I'm also a sucker for anything with holly on it. So I got that. And I got this. And this is more of, oh, I also love a T-pin. My mom was a hairdresser back in the wig day. This is almost a burlap feeling ribbon, and I like it. So got that on a spool. I got this trim from them. I love her packaging, don't you? She wrote me a note that she didn't have enough of what was ordered on this trim, and so she just sent me this, which is very sweet. Sorry, it's still in the package. This pretty trim. And then I ordered this bag full of the rayon trims to put as the original finish was on here. So these are some of the colors that I ordered from Monahan Papers. Thank you, Monica. So that's the first thing. The second thing, this was by Joyce. She told me to go to Purple Mountain Paper on Etsy. And so I did that. And does this ever happen to you? This is Purple Mountain Paper on Etsy, some of the info down here. So with Etsy, sometimes I put things in my cart, mostly so I'll remember the shop and think I'll come back later. And then later I've come back to buy something else and complete the order and realize that I just ordered a couple things from that shop. So my shipping was probably messed up, but that's what happened here. So I only have a couple of items from Purple Mountain Paper. But these are the items that look how fun this is. That trim. And this, and then I think she sent me these little bonuses. So go check her out on Etsy. Then Michelle, Penny's daughter, shares. Michelle, have I told you I have a granddaughter named Penny? So your account name always makes me smile because you're mom and my Penny. She told me about an also Etsy account called My Scrap Cabin Shop. This is the label. I'm sorry, that's not showing up. My Scrap Cabin Shop. And she has the rayon trim as well. And she sells it in bundles. And so I got so many bundles from her because I couldn't decide. And it's also pretty. So for a while, everything will be getting this kind of trim. But thank you all for enabling me because I'm pretty excited about that. The other thing that this piece inspired me to do was to go to Jersey Girl Stitch Co. and look for pens for the top of it. And I think I have a hard time with pens. I have a hard time with decisions. And this must be what I'm drawn to. Here, let me take them out of the package so you can see. I think what do you even consider this? I bought these. It seems like if they're just metallic, they'll go with anything and I can switch them around. And then these just seemed regal. Aren't those fun? That is fun. And so this is Jersey Girl Stitch Co.'s information. There went my heart. Okay, I'm not gonna step on it. The next bit of purchasing, you know how Kitten Stitcher gets me? Well, she got me again because she's open and her $5 section this time had a lot of her charts, her Shakespeare's Peddler charts for $5 because something about the publisher is changing or something. And she said that was going to be temporary. So you might want to hurry over there. Not all of these are Shakespeare's Peddlers, but they were also, oh wait, this is not that. Let me tell you that in a second. Again, I bought some trim from Teresa from Kitten Stitcher. This was one of the items I got from her, and this is a kit. I need to go back and see what I paid for this. Surely I didn't pay $5 for a kit, but I thought that was really cute. That should go in my Christmas box. Where's my Christmas box? Loretta's marking sampler. Isn't that interesting that it's not finished? I could fall into the not finished camp. Sarah's work. I'm loving drums these days, and I think that basket is really cute. Kitten Stitcher, Shakespeare's Peddler. The book, the needle, the pen. This is to make all of the items in this set. $5. Yes, please. Sarah McGregor sampler, The Lord's Prayer. Isn't that beautiful? This all probably falls into my collection and not able to stitch it all. I'm a collector. I thought I had this, but I do not. Dolly Foyle's 4 Lions sampler. $5. Yes, please. Right, Chrissy? Christy, Floss Boss and Cousins, she talked about the $5 section getting her too. I cannot remember who told me about this book. I mean, they didn't tell me, they told us all in Flosstube. It might have been Comfort Stitches, because man, she has some beautiful things. Was it you, Jackie? Ancient Alphabets. I had to buy it from, is Abe Books the correct place? If you just, out of print books, if you just Google, you'll hopefully find them somewhere. This has beautiful French alphabets. It's just a beautiful book, but it has a lot of really nice pieces in here. Let's see if I can show you something else without showing you charts. I love a good, nice hardback book. Is that all the actual stitching haul I have to show you? Maybe. Now I'm going to show you some knitting haul. This is also Michelle, but Woolens and Nosh on Instagram is where you can find her. And I believe she also has a website where you can go shop. She does some lives on her Instagram, and she talked about sport weight yarn. And I'm using a lot of fingering weight yarn, which I like, but I had said I want to knit faster, and she said sport weight knits up faster, and she had some in stock. So I ordered this self-striping because, you know, I love purple from her. So I'd like to cast on some socks for that. More yarn haul. Forbidden Fiber Co. was supposed to do an event that was maybe in North Carolina that got canceled. And so they were advertising 25% off what they had dyed to take there. And I love a sale, you know I do. So I got some yarn. This is the Gilmore Girls series that they did. My daughters loved the Gilmore Girls. They still love Gilmore Girls. If life gets hard, they're gonna turn on Gilmore Girls. If they needed to clean their room, they were going to turn on Gilmore Girls. If they needed to write a paper in college, they were going to turn on Gilmore Girls. So I had to have the Gilmore Girl collection. Hold on, there's more. Doesn't that look like fall in Stars Hollow? So maybe I'll knit them socks. Maybe I'll knit myself socks. There should be plenty to knit, both of us. Them a pair, me a pair. Socks and that. And then being a new knitter, I didn't know what, is it called Stellini? Stellina. I didn't know what that was. And that is the sparkly stuff in socks. And so I got some of this, and I've actually started an Afghan with it, and I didn't bring that in here. But this is another one of the fingering weight. Okay, knitters, can I make socks with this, or would it be annoying? Would the glittery part make it annoying? They'd be fun, and I like fun. So there's that. I made a quilt for my best friend Tam. Can't really talk about it because it's for Christmas, but I think she's pretty far behind in her Flosstube watching, so I could probably talk about it. Tam, don't listen if you aren't. And I got the whole thing done, and I was so proud of myself because I'd been on a dry spell of quilting. And I got it pieced, basted, quilted, and the binding on it last week. And now I've got the quilting bug back. So I need to make my great nephew a quilt, who will probably have a baby shower in January, and life's about to get a little busy. We have, as I told you, 4 daughters, and coming up in the next month, 2 daughters are going to have some pretty good surgery. My sister's going to have surgery, and one of my son-in-laws is going to have surgery. I said, I'm just going to set up an infirmary in my house and just say, all y'all come here, take a bedroom, so I can just keep an eye on all of you. But it'll require a little bit of traveling for one daughter, a lot of childcare for the other daughter, and making sure my sister obeys doctors, because she is the worst. She is just a goer and a doer, and she does not obey doctor's orders very well. And then maybe some helping with when my son-in-law has surgery. All that to say, I need to hurry up and get my quilting done for this baby coming up. And I wanted to make my grandkids each a quilt for Christmas. Maybe another lofty goal that's probably not going to happen, but maybe. So my niece likes the hexagon quilts, and I have one of those out today. One of my daughter's friends was having a baby, and I asked what she wanted, and she sent me a picture of a hexagon quilt, and I said, that is probably way outside my skill set. But I looked into it, and I follow Morgan Kelly Quilts on Instagram. She also has an Etsy shop. She sells the most beautiful bundles of fabric, and she has made a lot of those. And so I thought, okay, I'll just do it. So I ordered this template. Can you see it? This is Quilter's Ruler QR-0907, and I probably got it on Amazon. And it's actually one of the fastest, easiest quilts. Don't tell those I gifted to, but I can put it together pretty quickly. I think the hardest part is pulling the fabrics, because I'm not good at contrast sometimes. Like, I'm good at medium tones, but then when you need to add like a dark tone in to give it contrast, I struggle with that. Thankfully, one of my girls has a good eye for color and she helps. But all you do is, I cut a 4-inch, I think it's 4, maybe 4.5. I would have to measure it again. Strip with the fabric, and then I lay this on. Can you see this outline right here where I have it kind of taped? And I cut that out, and then I flip it, and I cut the other side out so that the angles work, and then I piece it together, and it's very easy. So if you are intimidated by those, don't be. It's not hard. Another love that I have is an I Spy quilt, and I can thank/blame my friend Teresa the Garden Goose about this obsession of collecting fabric now for I Spy quilts. And Merritt, I talked about earlier, she and I did a swap of I Spy fabrics. Tam and I have also done a swap, and sweet Teresa has sent me a bunch of fabrics. And I just keep, anything that looks like it's gonna work for an I Spy quilt, I buy it. It's bad. So this is the I Spy quilt I made my grandkids last Christmas. Well, when I say I made my grandkids, I made it for Gigi's house, but with them in mind. And they had so much fun. We all snuggled on the couch, and I would say, I spy with my little eye a zebra, and they would have to find it. And so I would love to make each family of them an I Spy quilt. So that's the goal. But I've also been making quilts for my book club friends' grandchildren when they have grandkids. When we started, none of our kids were married, and none of us had grandkids. And so I started making a quilt when grandbabies came, and boy, have we multiplied. So I like to ask the mom what color she has from the nursery, you know, what style she likes. But I'm thinking about when they have subsequent kids, giving them an I Spy quilt, because I feel like that would entertain the toddler, plus it would entertain that baby as they get bigger. Hold on, now I have somebody doing yard work, and let me close my door. Okay, I'm back. The I Spy quilt that I showed you was inspired by Woodbury Way. She has a pattern for that. It is so easy, it comes together so quickly, and I loved it because what you're doing is you have, I'm using 5-inch squares. This might be upside down. It is 5-inch squares, and then a pop of color separating each one. So it kind of gives your eye a break. And this is all low volume fabrics. And so I can kind of piece a few of them as I'm in the mood, and then before you know it, have enough. Well, Woodbury Way sometimes tags people when they are selling bundles of I Spy fabric. And I love this because they're pre-cut into 5-inch squares, and all I have to do is start sewing on the corners. So this is by Kindred Spirits Fabric. She's on Instagram. And these are bundles. All the prints are different. Here, I'll open one and show you. Do I already have enough to make more than enough quilts? I do, but this is so easy. And it's already cut. Look at that. So, these were purchases also of I Spy fabric. And I love them when they're diverse fabrics, and I also love them when they're inclusive. I have one fabric that's my favorite that has little kids in wheelchairs, and that one makes me so happy. So that is some of my quilting that I'm going to be doing, hopefully coming up. Now, knitting, I finished 2 pair of socks. Did I already say that? And I didn't bring either one of them down. I gifted one to my daughter, and I may have shown you that pair last time. And remember that wonky sock I had made for my husband and I was making its mate? I made the mate and it's not wonky, and I did everything the same. I don't know. He hasn't worn them yet, but he was real excited about them. And he just might have one slouchier sock than the other. I have enough yarn that I could probably make a 3rd sock and disregard that first wonky sock, but we'll see. Okay, so 2 projects I'm working on. Again, me and Advents. I love them, but I don't necessarily use them as I'm supposed to. And thankfully, at least in the yarn world, Sue from Legacy Fiber Arts and Michelle from Woolens and Nosh have said, you do what makes you happy. You open them if you want, or you save them if you want. Woolens and Nosh Advent, I think she sold out of these, so I'm sorry, but know this for next year, comes in this bag. And in it are 2 hanks that are divided in this bag. And just the first bit of yarn is hanging off of it. I don't want to show you. So it would be like this. And you are to pull out just enough for that day. So the Advent is you knit a little bit every day to get your sock made. It's so fun. I ordered it in DK accidentally, and this is my first DK sock. It's going so fast, and I really like it. The second thing of my actual sock knitting, this is a sock I'm working on, and this is a Legacy Fiber Arts. I think I told you about this last time, maybe, but I saw, and I didn't see, Jenny on Instagram sends me great knitting videos, and this was a new heel. We've been talking about heels that she saw, and it's called the diamond heel. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see it's kind of shaped like a diamond? And the beauty of this heel is you don't have to stop knitting to change colors. So it's perfect for self-striping yarn. And so I decided I wanted to try it first before I tried it on self-striping yarn. And I liked it a lot. And supposedly it will fit most heels really well, including high-end steps. So I don't have a whole lot to go before I get to the toe, but I was accidentally using a mini skein, so I'm not gonna have enough for my second sock. So I can either order more yarn from Sue, or because I'm a little bit quirky, I'm gonna do the toe out of this. I should have done the cuff out of this, but I'm gonna do the toe from this cream yarn, and I might, on the next sock, knit as much as I can in this and just do the rest of it in cream. I'm just gonna wear them around the house. Okay, I might not. I'll probably buy another skein, but it's a thought, right? Okay, now I'm gonna show you my Legacy Fiber Art Advents. Not opened, of course. Hold on. Okay, I unboxed them, and I put both of them into my Union Farms wooden container. The back one, this is 25 books, children's books, and all the colors are based on that. The front ones is called Cookie Exchange, and there's 12 in these. And these are 12-gram skeins. There are still some on their website. I think I told you last month that they were, or last time I Flosstubed that they were getting ready to release them. Some of them are sold out, but they have some others. Have I peeked? Absolutely I have. Have I opened them all? No, but you can see that one's open. So I'm so excited to cast on some socks with these two. I know a lot of you have commented that you would really like to learn to make socks too. So you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. You just have to practice. I think I've shown you everything. If you could see this mess I have made, it'd probably stress you out, but I'm not stressed. I'll clean it up. I'm so glad you joined. No, wait, I almost forgot. Here's my one more thing. Giveaways from last time. Oh, okay. Let's talk about that, shall we? I unearthed them. Okay. The first one was Shepherd's Bush Harry, because I had two. And the person who won this from the random comment picker is Quilt Nanny 2011. If you are Quilt Nanny 2011, please email me below. You have to be over 18 to give me your address. You know, all that. The next one is The Proper Stitcher, Give Thanks. And the person who won this is Karen Lovejoy 6194. And again, Annie, thank you so much for sending us these. The next one is Thankful for You, again by The Proper Stitcher. And the person who was drawn for this is The Maniac Stitcher. And then the last one is Hannah Watton, I think is how you say this, by R&R Productions, because I accidentally have two. And the person who won this is Norwet Herzog 2493. So thank you and congratulations. Please email me, giving me your information, and I'll get those right out to you. Now, shall we talk about some other things we can give away? Judy JBW is the classiest, kindest lady, and she and I have been emailing back and forth a little bit, and she graciously offered and sent some charts for us. Would you like to see what she sent us? I'm going to give some of them away today, and then I'll save them for other times. But sweet Judy sent this book, and I assume you can still get this. A lot of things you can get on her website, but this is Sing a Song of Christmas stockings. You know, she makes these beautiful stocking charts. So there's one thing she sent us. She sent a Quaker stocking. She sent a sampler stocking. Sampler stocking 2. Petite Christmas Village. I need to send these to my daughter, Lindsay. She's stitching ornaments right now and looking for things. Might see if she wants that one. Schoolhouse in the Round. You know, she does a lot of in the round, very cute charts. A Stitcher's stocking. And Fleur de Noël. And I love this. I'll be stitching this one. Isn't that kind of her? Judy has a really nice floss tube, so I'm sure you're already following her, but just in case you're not, be sure and follow her too. Okay, let's talk about what we shall give away this time. So please don't use the word giveaway or win or prize or anything like that. Just use the word I'm going to give you in your comment. You need to comment below. I would really like it if you're a subscriber. I would really like it if you liked this video. And we are going to celebrate that 5,000 of you have subscribed. So here we go. You know how frequently I rebuy a chart. So we are going to give a Country Life away. Please use the word life in your comments. We are going to give away a Lady Creates pocket kit. Everything you need to make this, and I believe it's a needle book, but it's called a Tiny Tucket Pocket Kit. So use the word pocket if you would like to win this. I made this pouch and I'm going to fill it with little stitchy goodness. So please use the word pouch. This is just a little zippered pouch if you would like to win this. Please use the word stitcher if you would like to win this JBW Stitcher stocking, so kindly given to us by Judy. And the word Quaker if you would like to win this Quaker stocking. Okay. Thank you for being here. All is pretty calm, except for those kids needing surgery and stuff, but Graham's doing well right now, so that's very nice. And so I'm thankful for that. Every day is a gift that we're given, and I hope you'll use today in a really great way, and I hope you'll love other people well today. I'll see you next time. Happy stitching. Me again. I was listening back, and I'm so sorry about how noisy that was. I had my basement side door open. Airplanes and the neighbor's yard work. I'm very sorry. I hope that isn't too annoying, that you'll excuse me for that. I'll do better next time. I also did not hold a lot of the Christmas charts up long enough, so if you need to know any more about those, just ask me in the comments and I'll tell you, or email me. The correct word is sled, not sleigh. That came to me, that a sleigh would be like, you know, a bunch of people in, and a sled is like what you would go down in a hill in. Sometimes my brain goes to sleep while I'm talking. I misspoke and said hank instead of ball of yarn, and I said 12 grams when the Advent yarn is 20 grams. So those are all my corrections and my apologies. Okay, love you, bye.